It's Saturday night. The spotlight is out, and the magnifying glasses are too. Hello and welcome to Oilers Nation's Pre-Gaming with BORDZY, presented by Sherwood Ford and live from the Sports Closet studio. I am joined by Tyler Yaremchuk, who is also from his version of the Sports Closet studio. Hello, Tyler.
Hello, I'm ready for some pre-gaming, and it feels different when we do this on a Saturday night, doesn't it? Because I mean, at least me personally, I'm literally pre-gaming a little, BORDZY. So cheers.
Yeah, there we go. I got Kennedy out back here, and she might be mixing me up a little.
That Crown Royal's going down smooth.
You're damn right it does. And there it is right here. And if you might notice, there is a little bit out of this one. There is some missing on this. So I know there's too many bottles of Crown Royal in this office right now. They're literally all over the place. There was one right in front of me just a couple moments ago. I love working with Crown Royal. It is the best. But taking a look at the YouTube chat where I see the first comment of the day was from the Canadad. And he said, happy to not be working during the game for the first time this year, actually. Go Oilers, 4-2 Oilers. And I did see a funny thing here where QF Pro said, I am here and I am likely to have to leave after the second to go to work. That said, every time I've had to do that, the Oilers have won. Canadad said, you need to get another job. I like that. Hey, we all got to make sacrifices for this team. Oh. We all got to pull together. So we are a family here. I did also really like this comment, and I wanted to read this one out loud from Lance Kane. He said, BORDZY bought me a beer at a punk show once. He is that kind of bro. He probably doesn't remember me or that story, but I never forgot. And it's funny to see him here now. Well, Lance, I hate to say, I do not remember that story. I'm very curious what punk show that was. It does sound like me because I do tend to go to a few punk shows. My brother's in a punk band, but I love that, Lance. I'm happy you never forgot it. I need you to let me know what punk show that was at. I want to say it's Punk and Drublic, but who knows? I also see a guy I used to work with here. He said, BORDZY used to pass me shingles once. True story. So Tyler, just catching up with you. I haven't seen or talked to you in, I guess, less than 24 hours. But how's your weekend been? You were at the Claire Drake Arena last night, correct?
Dude, what an absolute banger of a hockey game at Claire Drake Arena. Golden Bears down 2 with 3 minutes to go. They score just a couple of greasy goals and then win it in OT to take down the Calgary Dinos. So that was awesome.
It looked absolutely electric. I really wanted to go to the game last night as a fan. And all my friends out there, I am disappointed in every one of you that didn't want to go, because then I saw it had that electric finish. They were giving out free pizza too, Tyler.
Yeah, it was pizza night. It was like the crowd was into it right from the jump.
Well, how could you not be when you're getting offered free pizza? As for myself this weekend, I've pretty much spent the last 24 straight hours listening to the new Blink-182 album. It's absolutely electric. Let me know in the chat what your favorite song is. I'm a Blink Wave guy. I think that's my favorite, or When We Were Young. But Tyler, I was saying this before the show, because a lot of people, I don't know, I was getting some crap about Blink-182 of being such a fanboy. But I said, just imagine it's like you, me, and Liam did this show for 20 years. We went major network. We went huge. We broke up publicly, violently, and then we come back for one last ride.
I could never hate you, so that storyline could never possibly play out, Aaron, but it would be electric. The return would be electric. Also, before we keep going, I want to give a shout out to Tuimont in the chat, listening in from Switzerland, Aaron.
Switzerland? We are well represented here. I said we're a family. We're a global family now. Hey, everybody can pregame together. It's the classic 5 o'clock somewhere. We can all do a little bit of pregaming together. But Tyler, it's a huge night in the NHL tonight. Dude, there are so many games. They've been going on all day, and we're going to be the culmination of it all with the 8 p.m. start on Hockey Night in Canada. I swear, man, I will never, ever get sick of getting up for these games on Hockey Night in Canada. It's just, the juices are flowing. Everybody's feeling good. How are you feeling over there?
I'm a little bit, I'm being cautiously optimistic about this one. You know, against Philly, I was feeling good. We were trying to get the positive vibes going. I think a lot of us know the tough record that the Edmonton Oilers tend to have on Saturday nights. It feels like they lay some eggs. We also know the Winnipeg Jets tend to play them pretty well. So This is a Jets team, good goaltending, a good forward group. We talked about this yesterday on ON Every Day. And they're a team that's 1-3 as well. Like, they have a lot of motivating factors heading into this one. So I'm nervous about this one. I mean, that tends to be when the Oilers play their best, is when you're going into a game and you're not sure if they're the better team or not. And I honestly think that's the case right now with the way they're playing. So, yeah, I'm nervous, Aaron.
Yeah, me too a little bit. But Saturday night, two Canadian teams. I don't necessarily want to say it's like a rivalry game, but there's some history there with the Winnipeg Jets. And like you said, identical 1-3 records. So someone's got to give tonight, man. You can't tie in the NHL anymore. So someone's walking out of here with a W tonight. And boy, oh boy, do I hope it's the Edmonton Oilers. It's a funny thing here. I wanted to ask you this. It's kind of a little story here. So I was watching hockey earlier today. The Ottawa Senators, shout out, coming in hot on the Nation Network. But Jake Sanderson has been an absolute stud. Gavin's right next to me, and he's smirking right now as I say this. So he does the Sens show. I do the Leaf show, and I do the Canucks. And it's kind of weird how, take it easy on me, Oilers fans, you kind of become like, you're a little invested. So you become kind of a little fan and whatnot. And I know Gavin's a huge Sens fan now. I'm arguably just a teeny bit cheer for the Canucks. They're lovable losers, but not after those first two games. But I'm curious, Tyler, are you a fan of any other teams in the NHL besides the Oilers?
Okay, so this story, and I've told it before on like ON radio and stuff and whatnot, but when I was a little kid, I forget what age it was, but I was real young. I have an uncle who used to be an official and things like that. And one of the things he used to do is he used to ref the Oilers skills competition. And I would go with him, and I would get to like go down by where the players come out and all that. And there was this one year after the Oilers skills competition, the next team to come into town was the Columbus Blue Jackets. And I was down waiting for my uncle outside of the ref's changing room. And the Blue Jackets were all there, like Rick Nash, Steve Mason, all those guys. And they like let me stand by the circle where they were kicking the soccer ball. I had a little notebook with me because I was a fucking nerd at that age. Well, I still am, but
was?
And they all signed my notebook for me. And then again, it was the decade of darkness, right? So you were, I think as a kid, everyone kind of started to look for other teams to cheer for when the Oilers missed the playoffs every year. So I'm a Columbus Blue Jacket supporter. I got my closet of jerseys right here. Autographed Rick Nash. I got pretty much every jersey the club's worn for the last decade. Like I love the Jackets.
Dude, that's pretty sick. That's funny you say that. I also have a Columbus Blue Jackets jersey. Why, you might ask? I tried to order from China one time a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins jersey for my buddy for his birthday, and they sent me a Columbus Blue Jackets Brandon Dubinsky jersey. Ooh. Still have it. Still sick. It's a sick ODR jersey. I wear it all the time. And it's like the one that has like baby blue and kind of like, I don't know how you describe that, but it has the cool, the strings right there. I don't know. So I'm an honorary blue. I guess I can be a Blue Jackets guy with you as well. But it's funny you said about the skills contest. I used to be a member of the McJunior Oiler fan club back in the day as a kid. And you'd always get to go to the skill contest. And it was like, Team Blue versus Team White. And then you get to do all the autograph signings. I still have every one of those autographs I got. It's like Anson Carter, Eric Brewer. Anson Carter signed it Ace, which I still think is sick. Did you ever get any autographs? Any old autographs that stand out to you?
Do I have any old ones that stand out to me? I do have like a handful of autographs. I don't know how many of them I could find anymore. Okay, well, this was still when I was like 18 or whatever. The first year I worked at Jersey City in West Edmonton Mall, back when Jersey City was a thing. And one time Anders Nielsen came in, and I was like, oh, well, not every day you get an Oiler in the store. So I got him to sign a puck for me. So somewhere in this room, I have an Anders Nielsen signed puck.
Hey, there you go. That's pretty sweet. That's a blast from the past right there with that name. That brings back some memories and spells not great memories, but they're still memories. Nonetheless. So the talk of the office yesterday, at least here, was the line blender when we did see a little things coming out. I don't know for sure if that's going to be going, but I saw the one thing that really stood out to me, Tyler, was Dylan Holloway demoted to the fourth line. I don't know how I feel about that. I still saw that Brown and Kane were on the third line as my other headline. Do you think Jay Woodcroft is tuning into Oilers Nation After Dark by chance? Because I sure don't, but great call, Woody.
Yeah, I don't think he is, but again, you never know. They do pay attention more than you think. Okay, I'm a little bit torn on these line combos, Aaron, and maybe we want to get into the Short for the Giant lineup report right now. it sounds like from Daniel Nugent-Bowman, they're going 11-7. So I like that. I think you and I were both vocal that I would go back to 11-7. No sense having both Desharnais and Broberg sit out just to get 7 minutes of nothing from Adam Ernie. 11-7, big check mark for me. I like that. They're not just saying, like, if going nuclear is playing McDavid and Draisaitl together, going McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman is some sort of like super nuclear, because those are your three best / at times only play driving forwards, and you're throwing them all together. That is certainly a choice. I think we can debate that. Matthias Janmark on the second line makes zero sense. He hasn't been good to start the year. He maybe, I guess, had his best game against Philly, but that's not saying much. Like, come on. So I don't love the Janmark choice. I'm open to a debate on going super nuclear, and I don't hate Holloway on the fourth line, because you're going 11-7, and it's going to be shifts with 97 and 29 a lot.
Yep, so we'll get into that in just a minute, but I want to present my Sherwood Ford Giant storyline tonight. For me, it's the spotlight. The spotlight is on these boys tonight. The Edmonton Oilers have gotten off to a horrid start, and now all the magnifying glasses, all the experts per se, are going to be out. And Saturday night on Hockey Night in Canada definitely is not going to help with that. So this is going to be a big game. It's going to be a litmus test game, in my opinion. It's going to be a what are you made of game. I know we've made a lot of deal about the give a shit meter, but I think that's going to be a big factor again tonight. Tyler, what is your Sherwood Ford Giant storyline this evening?
Yeah, I think you're right in kind of saying that this is going to really show us something about this Oilers team. You're back on home ice. You're playing a team that is a bit of a rival to you, like you said earlier as well. You need to come out of the gates fast. My big storyline coming into this one, though, is goaltending. You look at Connor Hellebuck, a guy who is struggling right now. 4.38 goals against average, an .843 save percentage. On top of that, you go to the other side, Stuart Skinner. He struggled so far. I mean, he came in that relief appearance against Vancouver, wasn't that good. He comes in for his second appearance of the year, was not a very good start. So does Stuart Skinner have a really solid bounce back in him? I think it's a question that has me pretty nervous, but I still believe in him as a 1A goaltender in this league. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Last season, by the way, against the Winnipeg Jets, Stuart Skinner only appeared once, but he got the Oilers the win. Their only win of the year last year against the Jets in 3 games came with Stuart Skinner between the pipes when he stopped 25 of 28. So I'm willing to believe in Skinner, but there's no denying goaltending is going to be a massive, massive, massive factor in this hockey game.
As it is for everybody, and it really is. I think, like, it, besides quarterback in football, I feel like goaltending is the most make or break position in sports, or it's up there. But just wrapping up, picking up from last Thursday's game against the Flyers, it was a dreadful, lifeless. Hey, BM just walked in right here. I'm looking at our handsome friend back home right now. But it was a dreadful, lifeless effort from the Edmonton Oilers on Thursday. They were disorganized. They weren't sharp. Some might even say sloppy. I said sloppy. They took bad penalties, and the big boys, I feel like they just didn't show up. The Oilers still have yet to score a goal in the third period, and that's a big issue for a team that I feel is never actually out of a hockey game. I'm okay with losing, but I think it was Nation Dan. I saw a clip on Oilers Nation Radio, said it best. If you're going to lose, you gotta lose and make the other team hurt. They got to hurt for it, and right now I feel like the Oilers just simply haven't really had that. Connor McDavid was asked about work ethic, and he said work ethic has never been an issue inside that room. And by the incredibly pissed off look on his face when he was asked that question, I tend to believe him. So I'll ask you, Tyler, before we get into the lineup, what do you think has been the biggest issue that's plagued the Edmonton Oilers so far this season?
Consistency, drive, those two things combined together, right? Like, I mean, I like that we've turned the give a shit meter thing into a little bit of a bit on our shows, but like, let's be honest, right? Like, if the Oilers out hustle and out grind the other team, they will never have a problem winning games in the skill department. That will never be an issue for this Oilers team, because I stand by this. On paper, their top 9, McDavid, Draisaitl, and the rest, it's the best top 9 in the NHL. And I'm not even sure who else is in the mix with them. I think they have the ability to be that good on a day-to-day basis. But when they get it in their heads, maybe when their heads get a little too full, thinking that they're the best top 9 in the NHL and they can get by with just their skill, they often need to be humbled a little bit. And hopefully that game against Philly, going up against a team that's way less skilled than you, hopefully that was that humbling moment they needed, because the biggest problem in each of their 2 losses has been the drive and the old give a shit meter.
Yep, couldn't have said it better myself. So we'll get into the Oilers lineup report presented by Sherwood Ford the Giant, Dealer Raiders 2023 Dealer of the Year, and Consumer Satisfaction Award winner. Tyler, you laughed last time when I said, but I mean it, used, brand new, red, blue, standard, automatic, whatever you want, Sherwood Ford can put your butt inside, and you will be driving out of there satisfied as they were the 2023 Consumer Satisfaction Award winner. All right, Patrick, bring up that lineup for me. So we see there were a couple changes. The blender, it's blending already. Zach Hyman on the top line with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. A second line of Warren Fogle, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Matthias Janmark. It's funny they still have him as number 26. I guess nobody's realized he's changed his number. But we'll get into that second line. I didn't think I'd be seeing that one 5 games into the season. The bottom 6 starts with Evander Kane, Ryan McLeod, and Connor Brown. With the bottom line, just 2 guys, Dylan Holloway, Derek Ryan. No, Philip Broberg is not playing forward. Me and Patrick were making a joke about that before. And on D, we see Matthias Ekholm with Boosh. God, I hope we see a Boosh bounce back game tonight. With Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci, followed by Brett Kulak and Vincent Desharnais. So, Tyler, I'll ask you, the Oilers, they're going back to old reliable, baby. 11-7 is out tonight with Adam Ernie scratched, Desharnais, Broberg both in, and Stuart Skinner in the nets. Tyler, these are the Oilers I remember from the playoffs. I feel like this is kind of the squad that I left off with. How do you feel about the lineup tonight?
All right, so let's break this down a little bit. Like I said, 11-7, I love, because you know what? And I think this is probably the general theme I'll have when breaking down this lineup. Tonight, you really want to win this game. And I think you kind of push some chips into the middle to make sure you win this game and don't fall to 1-4. So go 11-7. You're on home ice. That means when the Jets put their 3rd or 4th line out there, you have last change. So I like 11-7 because you're on home ice. And that is why I don't even really hate McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman on one line, because you can cherry pick your matchups a little bit. I think that's a smart play, and it's maybe even a little bit of a justification, Aaron, for why Matthias Janmark's on the second line, because I think Jay Woodcroft thinks he's playing everybody with everybody tonight. When you go to Natural Stat Trick after the game and you look at the breakdown of which lines played together the most, I wouldn't be surprised if there's 9 combinations of 3 players that all have played 2 or 3 minutes together at some point. It's going to be a blender night. It's going to be a night where Jay Woodcroft rides the hot hand from shift to shift, and he, plays the matchups based on who's going over the boards for the Jets. So I think it's hard to even sit and look and break down this lineup. I think you're just sitting here going, they're going 11 forwards, no true line combinations outside of, I guess, 97, 18, and 29 probably playing the most together.
Yeah, anytime I see 11-7 in the Jay Woodcroft era, all I see is 97 and 29 on my screen, because it means I'm going to be getting those boys all night long, shifted in with other guys. But I want to bring up Zach Hyman and what you think of him with the big dogs, because I don't know if this is a great analogy, but like I think of Zach Hyman as like the Toyota Corolla I used to drive in high school. It's not pretty, but there's some great extra features. Great speakers in my case, great net front presence in Zach Hyman's case. He gets you from point A to point B. I love that guy. He's Mr. Consistency. We love him. I love him with the big dogs tonight, and I think you tend to agree, like you just said.
He's just such a set it and forget it kind of player, right? Like his slumps usually aren't that long. Even when he is slumping, it's usually, bad puck luck. Like the effort's always there for Zach Hyman, and it just makes it so easy for Jay Woodcroft to go throw him onto the top line, right? He's going to go work hard, going to be a hound on the forecheck, going to create turnovers, and that makes life easier for McDavid and Draisaitl in the offensive zone. So because they have last change tonight, I think you can afford to really push some chips in the middle and load up that top line the way Woodcroft has. Interesting to see how the minutes and pairings and lines below that all play out. But again, I think just putting Hyman there, it's a set it and forget it play. Like you're not going to have an Evander Kane coasting around. And we talked about how you're hiding Evander Kane on that top line, right? It's like, okay, he might be ineffective, but at least McDavid and Draisaitl are doing their thing. Well, now McDavid and Draisaitl are going to have a little more support.
Yep, I see some people in the chat here agreeing with you. Oily Gordo He's being optimistic tonight. He said, I have a feeling it's going to be a good game for the Oil. QF Girl 21 said, Hyman is carrying my fantasy team. Jake Sanderson is helping carry mine. Thank you very much, Gavin, for letting me pick that guy. I'm seeing a couple things in here. Be Clean said, Hyman is a big dog, Bordsy. Some would say the biggest dog. Yeah, he's my dog. And I guess the other, once again, I mean, I said on the last one about Kane and Brown being demoted to the third, but 5 games in, I did not have Matthias Janmark, RNH, and Fogel on the second line. It's not one I thought I'd ever be seeing, let alone this quick into the year, but it's all hands on deck. You're going to reward who's playing well. I thought Janmark's been playing well. Fogel's been arguably one of the best Oilers out there. You get rewarded with Mr. Consistency, the Nuge himself.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, the reason, like, I understand getting mad about Janmark up there. I also think a big part of it is people are sitting there going, why is Janmark up there and Holloway is down there? And again, with 11-7, mix and match. Like, I would not be surprised if Ryan Nugent-Hopkins takes a handful of shifts with Derek Ryan and Dylan Holloway tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Nugent-Hopkins has shifts with Kane and Brown. I wouldn't be surprised if Holloway has shifts with McDavid and Draisaitl tonight even. I think it's going to be one of those games where Woody doesn't have set lines. He's going to be walking up and down the bench, tapping guys on the back at will, at random, and that's how the Oilers are going to roll tonight.
Yeah, I did have written here for my pregame notes in all capitals. Why is Dylan Holloway demoted? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And ask Tyler. But then I had, if he's going to be, I better be seeing a lot of extra shifts with Connor and Leon on that fourth. Because if you're not rewarding a guy like Dylan Holloway, who's been the most electric Oilers forward through 4 games, then I don't really know what we're doing. But in Woody, we trust. We don't tolerate Woody slander in here. The other night, we shut that shit down pretty fast. We don't like that. And I don't know, seeing Woody be human, and I know it's just one swear word, and it's nothing, right? Like, it's not a big deal. It's whatever. He's human. But for some reason, you see that, and you're just like, yeah, man, let him know. He's just like us. He could be on this couch here next to us, breaking it down.
Just a question in the chat I wanted to get to really quickly from Dacky, who I know watches a lot of our stuff. Any chance we see Gagne tonight? The thing to remember with Sam Gagne, he hasn't been signed to a contract yet. He's still skating on a PTO with the Edmonton Oilers. So you're not going to see Sam Gagne until he's signed and put on waivers at this point, because that's the way things usually work. So Gagne was skating. Him and Adam Ernie were flip-flopping at Oilers skates. So a sign that I think he could be close, but I think we're still a ways away and a couple of big pieces of news away in terms of him actually signing and getting onto the roster. So yeah, no, don't expect to see Gagne tonight, obviously.
Man, if Gagne does come up back with the big club, man, if he were to do his debut at home on a night like tonight, oh my God, that place would explode. The vibes in there would be so good. I can't wait to see him back in an Edmonton Oilers jersey. I think everybody in Edmonton feels that way. I know Wanye sure does. I think he was spearheading the entire Gagne back to Edmonton thing. But I want to bring up another point here by Dacky again. He said, I feel like Kane may have his wrist acting up currently. Now, I don't know. I'm not in contact with the players, but I saw Jason Gregor had a clip, and I'm pretty sure he is in contact with the players. And he said Evander Kane had said he can shoot the puck just fine. This isn't holding him back in any way. Tyler, where are you coming out on this? I feel like that's not a viable excuse right now.
No, it's not. The issue with Evander Kane. The issue with Evander Kane is not that he's getting a ton of quality looks and buzzing around and his shot's just a little weaker and he's not beating goalies. We saw him in the preseason rip one past a goalie. Evander Kane just needs to get back to midseason form in a hurry. And that for him involves a lot of things. He had the one great hit event against Vancouver, and I was like, boom, here we go. Kane's like back in it. His head's in it. And I don't know if he needs a fight, if someone needs to poke the bear, if he just needs a goal to get himself snapped out of this little funk he's in. But again, I've said this a few times. The reason I rip Evander Kane more than I rip other forwards when they struggle is because his ceiling is so high and he is such a pivotal piece. Like, if Evander Kane is on his shit, if he's on his game, dude, that's a 40-goal guy in your lineup. No one else in this lineup can say that. And a 40-goal guy who's a power forward, who's rolling over guys, who's an intimidation factor, like everything he can bring, when he slumps, it feels like it all disappears at once. And that's the frustrating part with Evander Kane. Like, I love the player. I love the player.
Yeah, it's kind of been a theme with Evander Kane. You don't really know what you're going to get each night. I always just hope for a big start for Evander. Lay the body, get a face wash, punch someone in the face. I don't care what it is. Hurt somebody out there. But Tyler, we have to salute our friend Captain Felton is in the chat right now. Hey, we salute you. We love having you. If you guys don't know who Captain Felton is, he's an absolute beauty. Beautician, legend, whatever term you want to give that guy, I'm willing to give him all of them. He's a stud, and we love having him here in the chat.
Captain, I might be coming out to your neck of the woods in the next few weeks to watch Oilers Canucks, so giddy up. We need to have a beer together.
Hey, there you go. I also see somebody in here. I've already lost it, but they said Tyler Mulick was going to be at the game tonight. So that means not Tyler Mulick should be in the chat later as well. For the D pairings tonight, we are going to have seven skaters out there on the back end. Regular pairings, Vinny appears to be or it's Broberg, I guess. He's running forward. He's running right wing tonight. But how do you feel about these pairings? 7 skaters. We're going to be able to cycle more guys in. Vinny on the penalty kill. Overall thoughts on the Oilers decor tonight, Tyler?
Ekholm Bouchard, bounce back time for our boy Evan Bouchard. I really want to see him have a good game. And you know what, Aaron? I'm going to whisper this because I feel like it's a bit of an embarrassing, degenerate bet. I put $5 on Bouchard to score first tonight. Giddy up, 30-1. Like, let's go. I think if tonight's going to be a good night, tone set early. What better way to set the tone than have the guy who's been the whipping boy for the last 48 hours go out and hammer home a Bouch bomb? So really hoping for a bounce back for him. Nurse and Cece were fine last game. They didn't get scored on. So everyone who was jumping in being like 9.25, he should become a forward, blah, 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 blah. They were good last game against Philly. They were good the game before against Nashville. If you're going to rip Darnell Nurse when he's bad, you got to give him credit when he's good. He's been good now for 6 straight periods. And then Brett Kulak's got the fun job of being on a pairing with one of Desharnais or Broberg every second shift, which is not an envious position at all. I think that's actually quite the tough adjustment to have to make just because Broberg and Desharnais are such different styles. But yeah, the third pairing, I like the 11-7 approach. If one of them isn't rolling, if Bouchard isn't rolling tonight, make the switch, sit someone on the bench, and you're good.
Yep, I see Canadad in here said power play, Bouch bomb, Oily Gordo, short-handed Bouch bomb. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I love that you're chasing the juice. I would love to see an Evan Bouchard first goal or any goal to shut me up. Hey, I would love to have nothing bad to say after these shows or on Oilersnation After Dark. It's going to be a good time. Also, little shameless plug for Oilersnation After Dark tonight. I'm going to be joined by the third of what you see on your screen here. Our boy Liam Horban is going to be joining me. Blink-182 is back together, and so are we.
Also, quickly, because I know some people like to do this, the YouTube event for Oilersnation After Dark is already made, so you can actually go hop in there, and that can be like your little during the game hangout spot.
Yeah, I love that. I love checking it during the game and seeing what people are kind of saying. Like, I know we also have the Discord, but that way I can keep it all in one place and I can have it nice, neatly, and organized for when we talk during Oilers Nation After Dark, when we talk about, hopefully, an Edmonton Oilers W. I also had written it down here. I think it's funny by my word choice. I said Nurse and Cece have been a super adequate D pairing. That's me being nice. That's me being, I think they've been fine. You said the last 6 period, Darnell Nurse. I love that you and I have Darnell's back because I think he's going to be here for the very foreseeable future, people. And hey, when he has bad games, I'll be the first one to call him out and he makes a bad mistake. But you got to keep that same energy, people, when you see Darnell play 20 minutes and he can be a plus or whatever. He's not the detriment that everybody seems to think he is. I see somebody in here said Ernie first goal. Well, I hate to tell you, don't bet that one. I don't even think they offer that one, but you got something for it there? Oh, I don't know.
Teams are just heading out for warm-ups right now, so I'll be keeping it locked on the Twitter here to let you know all the final lines.
Yeah, and I see it's going on in the chat here, so I guess I should shout him out. He will be joining us in just about, 20 or so minutes and whatnot. But Gavin is here next to me, and yes, people, it is Gavin's birthday today. Happy birthday, Gav. He's sitting right here getting all the love. Actually, Tyler, I've kind of created a little monster here at the office since I'm now doing all these shows from here. I've had people join me every night for these games. Tonight, I've got Gavin. I've got Patrick. I've got Kennedy behind me with her friend Gina. She picked up some pizza. Even think a couple suds. I think she grabbed a couple of those. I just saw Baggedmilk in here. Was here. He left to go to Rogers to come back. I got quite the unit here going tonight. I like this vibe. Maybe a couple watch live streams could be coming someday. I don't know.
That is, we are planning to do one here, I think, in the next week or so, where we're going to have all your favorite kind of nation personalities on the couch at HQ. And we're basically just going to go right from pregame, and we're not going to stop. Like, I think we could almost do it where we don't even stop the stream. We just pregame for like an hour leading up to it. And then boom, we just quickly flip over to the couch, watch the entire game together, boom, postgame it.
You want to see how I actually pregame? Yeah, keep that stream going for a little bit. That ball's going to be finished right behind us. But okay, let's get into the starting goaltenders matchup, which is presented by Montorio Homes. At Montorio Homes, you can build your dream home your way without breaking the bank. Work with a reputable and accredited home builder who believes your dream home should be affordable without compromising on quality or personalization. Man, I love some of these personalized homes I see of man caves absolutely decked out to the nth degree. I have a buddy. He'll love this. I hope he's watching right now. But he has in his upstairs living room, he has like an 85-inch TV in the middle. And then I think it's two 65s next to it. And his whole living room is just, oh, dude, it's so perfect. Every time I watch a Sunday football game at my house, like I'm watching Red Zone on one screen like a peasant, I don't know how to do it. So Montorio Homes, hey, you want that perfect man cave? Montorio Homes, they can do it for you. Visit Montorio Homes today at montorio.ca, and let's start building the home you've always envisioned. Okay, Pat, let's pull it up. Here our starting goaltender matchup tonight. There he is, the man, the muzzy, the man who makes my mustache look like something else. He has an 0-1-0 record with a 5.33 goals against. Don't look at that left side. Or actually, don't look at either of these numbers. A 750 save percentage, while he will be playing against the man who, honestly, I think the most surprising thing, I mean, I'm surprised by Connor Hellebuck's numbers right here because he is one of the best goaltenders in the league. I think I was arguably more surprised that he re-signed in Winnipeg and wanted to actually spend an extended period of time in Winnipeg. So I don't know where this guy's head's at, but he's got a 1-2-0 record, a 438 goals against, and a save percentage of 843. I don't know about you, looking at those two save percentages, I smell the over 6.5. That's what I see coming tonight. Tyler, Stuart Skinner between the pipes hasn't been great. What are we hoping to see tonight? I'm hoping to see saves. That's what I'm hoping to see.
Just a solid night. I don't need a Stuart Skinner shutout. I don't need a 1 goal against performance. I need him to stop 30 of 33 tonight, and I am going to be in a great mood, and I will be happy with Stuart Skinner this evening. Just quickly on Connor Hellebuck, AB, I got some numbers to pull up for you. Connor Hellebuck last year against the Edmonton Oilers played in all 3 of the head-to-head meetings, had an 890 save percentage and a 375 goals against average. On his career against the Oilers, which lasts 10 years now. So in the last decade, Hellebuck has an 899 save percentage and a 322 goals against average. So they've gotten to him a little bit over his career. Also, there are only 2 goalies who have faced the Edmonton Oilers more in the last 10 years than Connor Hellebuck. I want to do a little trivia. I'll give the chat like 2 minutes to try and get it. I'll let you and Pat guess too. Who do you think are the 2 goalies who have played against the Oilers more in the last decade? Who've played against the Oilers more than Hellebuck in the last decade?
Gavin, Google that right now. Google that for me. I want to look smart.
Not on the show. Yeah.
Honestly, I have no idea. Pat, you got anything?
I'm thinking it's got to be someone on Calgary, probably, right? Or
it's got to be. I don't know. I don't even want to. We'll revisit that in a couple minutes. I want to see a couple of these guesses in here so I can piggyback off them. The fact that my mind's kind of going blank. Who would that be? Wait. We'll get into that in just a minute. Damn you and your trivia, Tyler. Putting my mind in a pretzel. But hopefully this game, like you said, I just need an adequate performance. Give me above. Let me see a 9 on your save percentage. I think I'm going to be thrilled. Personally, I feel like that's all the Oilers ever need or should need, at least when you look at the Edmonton Oilers roster. But you hope that this starts to run for Skinner and he can maybe take back what was his at the end of last year. We've seen that Jay Woodcroft is willing to ride the hot hand. Said Campbell played great. Boom, he gets the net again. Okay, he's not great. Not necessarily the worst, but he was beat on a couple. Boom, Stu, you get it back. I want to ride the hot hand. Hopefully, we see him come back just a bit. Wow, I'm seeing a lot of guesses in here with a lot of different names.
You want the answers?
Are any of these people accurate?
Yeah, we got Dacky got it. Jake Friesen got it. Marcus was half right. And also shout out to Dacky who nailed both of them. Genesis got it. Jacob Markstrom has played the most against the Edmonton Oilers in the last 10 years with 32 starts. Jonathan Quick is second with 27. Connor Hellebuck is third at 26. Shout out to the people that guessed Mike Smith. He is in the top 10 of games played against the Oilers in the last decade as well with 18.
Well, the more you know.
There you go.
Look at that. Yeah, Jacob Markstrom. Yes, that totally makes sense. Playing in Vancouver for so long in Calgary. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't even think of that. He is my fantasy goaltender. Bad Aaron, bad Aaron. But Connor Hellebuck, yep, he's going to be in the other crease tonight. Very surprised to see him stay in Winnipeg. Very surprised to see that goals against average and that save percentage. Tyler, is Connor Hellebuck human?
He's looking human, and I'm certainly hoping, at least for tonight's sake, that he signed that big ticket with the Jets and is like, I'm good, bag secured, I'm out. But no, like he's probably due for a great game at some point in the next like 10 days here, because I mean, look at the numbers. Like Connor Hellebuck over his career is a consistently very, very good goalie, consistently elite goalie. His numbers right now are garbage. So he's due to have a run where he's lights out to bring those numbers back. Just hoping it doesn't start tonight, Aaron.
It's that classic sports fan thing where a guy's on a cold streak. So you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get to him. We're gonna go great. Or you could easily flip your mindset and go, well, he's not gonna be bad for that long. He's due. He's overdue. He's got to be overdue for a good game. I see in here Genesis said Aaron yawning. I don't think I yawned. I got an energy drink here right next to me. But hey,
no, I'm gonna yawn.
Gotta wake up. Oh no. Oh no. Blocked out from my screen. I see Jack Eddington just said Elks kick return TD alert. Gavin, is that true? Let me know. Let me know if that happened. I don't have any extra screens in here. See people talking about the chat. Genesis said wakey BORDZY. I'm awake. Okay, I'm fine. It's Saturday night. I'm ready to go, people. I got the late start, but I'm feeling the energy tonight. But final thing with the goaltenders, you look at those save percentages. They leave some things to the imagination. They are not ideal. I believe the line tonight is 6.5. The over's got to cash, right? Right, Tyler?
I think the over's probably a decent play this evening. I'm a little bit nervous. If we want to talk quick little thing on betting strategy, I'm a little bit nervous.
Wait for a bit before we get into our actual picks.
We'll wait. Yeah. I was just going to say, I think a decent play is like bet on the Oilers money line and then also take the over for saves for Connor Hellebuck. Because I feel like if the Oilers win, then, you know, there's still a chance Hellebuck makes like 27 saves is I think the line. But then if the Oilers lose, it's probably because Hellebuck stood on his head. So you're like covered a little.
I see here, number one fan said Stu looks good in warm up on Oilers Plus. Well, that's it. I'm betting shutout. Let's go. That's all I needed to hear. That's good enough for me.
Looks good. Sounds good. Oilers win.
betting with my heart, as I always tell myself not to do. But, you know, hey, it happens. It happens. We're only human. Okay, so that's going to be the goaltender matchup tonight. Once again, presented by Montorio Homes. That brings me to the team that does not have an airport and had to ride the bus all the way over here from Winnipeg, the Winnipeg Jets. And their lineup is brought to you by Greta Bar Edmonton. Greta is the absolute best. It's Gavin's birthday tonight, people. I think it's quite safe to assume you will be seeing Gavin and I think Patrick, out for a couple drinky poos, hopefully to celebrate an Oilers dub. I'm looking for people to take me on at the football game. Actually, last time I went, I did have a couple guys because every time I go, Greta hooks it up so good. They'll throw a couple game cards your way for free. Hey, if you're a nice guy, you're a mannerly fellow, you're a good dude having a good time, they'll throw you a couple and you play some games. But I was running the football machine. I think it was last weekend, but I can't even keep track. That's because I spend so much time with Greta. I love that place. They are the best. Okay, Patrick, bring it up here for me. The Winnipeg Jets projected lineup tonight. It's going to be Kyle Connor with Mark Scheifele and Mason Appleton on the top line. Cole Perfetti with Vladislav Nemesnikov and Nikolai Ehlers. I love Nikolai Ehlers and Kyle Connor. We'll get into that in a minute. I think those guys are absolute dogs. Then it's going to be Alex Iafallo with Adam Lowry, the captain, Nino Niederreiter. And then it is on the bottom there. My God, I have this up in front of me, and it's still incredibly hard to read. It is Kupari with on the wings, Morgan Barron and David Gustafson. D pairings of Josh Morrissey, Dylan DeMello, second pairing of Brendan Dillon with Neil Pionk, and the third pairing of Nate Schmidt, Dylan Sandberg. Where do I hear that? I know that somebody else does that Pionk thing that just kind of came out naturally. But identical 1-3 records for these two teams. Something's got to give. The top six, I feel like, for the Winnipeg Jets, it looks a little bit different than last year. There's a couple things missing out of there, most notably a Blake Wheeler, a Pierre-Luc Dubois. Tyler, what do you think of these Winnipeg Jets? I don't want to say new look. I was going to, but they still got some old dogs there.
Yeah, I mean, they're also missing the centerpiece of that deal with the LA Kings, the guy they got back, Gabe Vilardi, out 4 to 6 weeks. That's a big loss. He's a good player. But I like the pieces they picked up in that deal, Aaron. I'm an Alex Iafallo fan, and he's off to a pretty solid start with them. I like Rasmus Kapari as a young bottom six centerman. They're a little banged up right now, but still, you look at this team and you can't deny the talent. Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele are really damn good players. Nick Ehlers, he's finally healthy. He's one of my favorite players to watch in the NHL. I just think he's so electric with the puck on his stick. I think their depth is a little thin. Like you look, Vlad Nemestov's not a second line center, right? Adam Lowry is good, but they got Mason Appleton up in the top six. He's not a bona fide top six guy. David Gustafson, Morgan Barron down on the fourth line. Like they have a couple spots in their lineup you look at and you're like, I don't know how good that is. So they have the high end skill. I question their depth. We talked yesterday on Oilers Nation Every Day with Murat Atesh about what the big weakness is, and he said it was the blue line. These guys have been turning over a lot of pucks. They've kind of been the reason the Jets have been giving up the number of goals that they have. So I think that's an area the Oilers just absolutely need to expose. They got to get to this Jets blue line. They got to forecheck hard, put pressure on them, and just rake in the turnovers.
Yep, that's right. I see Genesis in here threw in a nice little cry a follow. Nice. Got him. Genesis also like that Pionk one. I see a couple of my boys in here. David Lukic said, Bordsy loves wheeling at Greta. Hey, let's keep this PG in here, boys. And my buddy Matt Gould said, God, I love this guy, Bordsy. I love you too, boys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to smash the like button. What are we at right now, actually?
I think we're at like
64 likes. We got to be able to hit. I want to hit 91 for our boy Evander Kane tonight. I need that bounce back. It's the optimism. We're bringing her back. Now, Tyler, when I think of the Winnipeg Jets, I kind of think of them as a team that can't really make up their mind. Maybe they're just very mid, because I feel like with their roster right now, you're not going to win the cup, but you're not ever really going to be that bad with a guy like Connor Hellebuck playing 60. I don't know how many games he's going to play all season. Where do you come out on that? As a team that just lost some of their core guys, but it seems like they're trying to redo it. I think you were a fan of that Pierre-Luc Dubois trade.
Yeah, I liked what they did there. Like they were painted into a corner when it comes to that Dubois deal. He wanted out. He was only going to go to Winnipeg or Montreal or LA. Montreal was only offering a futures-based package. So that basically meant they could only deal with the LA Kings. And what they managed to do, get 3 quality middle six pieces. Like Gabe Vilardi's a legit top six guy who's going to be good for a while. Alex Iafallo, quality middle six guy. Rasmus Kapari, I mean, I think he'll be a set it and forget it third line center for them for the next 10 years. I liked the work they did with that deal. Again, didn't really have much of a choice. I like their forward group. I like their blue line, and I love Connor Hellebuck. I think consistency is going to be something they're fighting all year, but I have them as a playoff team ultimately because I think Hellebuck is a big enough difference maker.
Okay, that was going to be my question for you. I think I didn't have them in, but they're a bubble team for me. I don't know what to expect. Kyle Connor and Ehlers, we touched on both of them. It's probably my most used word tonight, but it's Saturday. But they are both absolute dogs. I love those guys. Ehlers, dog. Kyle Connor, absolute sniper. That guy can do anything. What do you think of those two wingers? I know you just touched a little bit on them, but I want to talk Kyle Connor because that guy seems like an automatic, 30, 40, whatever you want from that guy. He's burying.
The funny thing with Kyle Connor is you'll almost go through like a 25-minute stretch in the game where it's like, is Kyle Connor out there right now? Like, is he playing? And then all of a sudden, he gets an inch somewhere. Like he's left uncovered for a split second, or he's in the offensive zone and coverage drifts away from him for a little bit. And then it's puck on a stick, back of the net. And it's like, holy shit, that guy just changed the entire game. And he's had the puck on his stick for 0.2 seconds. Like, he's that good. So I think you need to watch him because, again, Mark Scheifele's usually buzzing around out there, being a little prick. And Kyle Connor's usually just hanging around, then boom, he gets his lane, he gets his spot in the offensive zone, and he makes you pay almost every time. So they need to be careful. Like, Nick Ehlers is super dynamic as well. He's the same kind of thing, but I feel like if you're on Ehlers early, you can take him out of the game. With Kyle Connor, if you're sitting there in the second intermission going, boy, we've taken care of Kyle Connor tonight, this is great, he's going to burn you in the third.
Yeah, every time I look at Kyle Connor, my brain goes to, he'd look pretty good as 97 shooter over there in Edmonton, but we live in reality. We do not live in a fantasy world here inside the Sports Closet studio. I see Mike Smith, #1 fan, said, fun fact, Pionk is named for the screeches of the donkeys that the Winnipeg Jets have to ride out of Manitoba. So thank you very much for that. That one made me chuckle. It's a Saturday. I'm feeling good, Tyler. I'm feeling so positive tonight. Adam Lowry, he's named the Jets captain this summer. I honestly always thought it would be Mark Scheifele. Just seems like Mr. Reliable old guy. I think it was a little, you didn't know if he was going to re-sign or not. What do you think of Adam Lowry? Looks good with that C. He's kind of just Mr. Consistency in your bottom six.
He's an everyday third line player. I feel like if they would have known Mark Scheifele was going to resign, they might have given Mark Scheifele the C instead, but Adam Lowry gets it, sure. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who plays hard, but he's never a guy who's going to kill you. I mean, would I love him as the third line center on the Oilers? I mean, absolutely. He's a really quality player, but he's not exactly a game breaker, right?
I just heard Gavin cackling next to me. It's Dukes' comment. That studio must be huge if it's able to fit Gavin's guns and Bordzy's glorious mustache. I love you guys in the chat. This is so good. But the most notable name on the defense corps for the Winnipeg Jets, it's Josh Morrissey. He leads that D corps. He's an absolute stud. He's got 4 points in 4 games already. After last year, I had to look this up. He is my fantasy defenseman, but he had 16 goals and 60 assists in 78 games last year. That's 76 points in 78 games. That's almost a point a game from the back end. That is very impressive, Tyler.
Breakout season for Josh Morrissey last year. Jets fans were screaming, calling him Josh Norrisy. Yeah, he's a legit #1 D-man in this league, and that maybe wasn't something a lot of people would have thought 18 to 24 months ago, but last year he proved it. So again, maybe not the guy who's most known for his shutdown abilities, but he can do it really, really well, effective at both ends of the ice. I'm a big Josh Morrissey fan.
Yeah, I am too. I've actually just stopped doing it. Patrick took it over, producing Dropping the Gloves with John Scott. But last year we were able to interview Josh Morrissey. And I want to hate that guy tonight, but I just simply can't. He was such a beauty, such a nice guy. All these guys are, but especially him, good old Canadian boy. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, I see we are at 48 minutes past the hour. Yep. So you know what time that is. It's Betway time. It's Betway bets time. Betway, 19 plus. Please play responsibly. We got a couple stats here for us, I believe, today, Patrick, that we can show the people first to kind of give you an idea of where our brains are leading. So Leon Draisaitl leads the Oilers in goals with 4 in 4 games. Draisaitl has 5 goals against the Winnipeg Jets in their last 3 meetings. He's also averaging 4 shots a goal per game this season. Evan Bouchard, everybody's favorite Oiler defenseman right now, has recorded a power play point in 3 of 4 games this season. In his last game against Winnipeg, Bouchard had 2 power play points, while Zach Hyman is scheduled to slot in on the top line with 97 and 29, and he's tied for the team lead in assists. So without further ado, if you look on your screen, hey, there he is. We're feeling good. It's the birthday boy.
Roll the dice.
Okay, Gavin, why don't you take it over here for me? Pat, throw her up on the screen for us. This is what we're looking tonight. Gavin?
Pot up Gavin's mic. We can't hear him.
Oh, they can't hear you, Gavin. Okay.
And we're here. We're ready to roll. I
We're
like
good
Draisaitl anytime goal plus 125. Boosh to score 1 power play point, and Hyman to score 1 assist. Because he saw it on that top line. Hyman's probably my favorite one. What do you got, AB?
Well, for me, I think out of these, looking at this, I feel like in to continue on with Tyler's Bouchard first goal, I think I'm liking Bouchard to score 1 power play point.
Yeah.
But Leon Draisaitl is such a lock lately that
he has 5 goals in his last 2 games against the Jets.
I'm not going to doubt him. Once again, I like all 3 of these. The one that I have cooked up in my own brain, I think it's the over and it's Oilers money line. I think I'm going to parlay those tonight. But as you know, the details, if you're new here, for Bordzy's Bankroll, we give you 3 bets every single game that we like, that we think are all winners. We throw it in the YouTube chat. We make a poll, and you, the nation's citizens, the viewers, you get to decide whether or not I become rich or I become poor and have to sleep on this very couch tonight, or I really have to look for free drinks tonight at Greta. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
No, we're good. We're good.
Right now I'm seeing Dry Anytime Goal in the lead. We've got 30 votes going. Tyler, what of those 3 do you like this evening?
Dry Anytime Goal is tempting, but also like Zach Hyman, he's just going to get so much time on the ice with McDavid and Draisaitl power play and 5v5. I think I would lean the Hyman route, and I'll also add I like his shot prop. I like his goal prop. I think tonight's just going to be a big Zach Hyman night.
I think this is also the closest vote we've ever had so far.
Yeah, this is very close.
This is tight, very tight.
When do you call it then? How long do you keep it up for if it's going to be this close?
We pretty much tell 59 when I have my last moment that I can lock these in.
Ride.
I got my Betway app open right here. I've been noticing that we end right at 8 o'clock, so I gotta get it right when we close the poll. Patrick, which of these 3 stand out to you this night?
Here is the thing. Here's the thing I like about this is the Draisaitl goal anytime. That could be on the power play. Bouchard to score 1 power play point, obviously, on the power play. Hyman to score 1 assist. I think Draisaitl's going to put 1 in the power play, and we're going to hit all 3. So, but if I had to pick one, I'm going Hyman, just 1 assist because he's up with Connor and Draisaitl tonight. Yeah, I think that's a lock.
I love 100%. This comment from Dukes in here again. I love Dukes. Imagine a beer league top line of Gavin, Boards, and Ty. Look out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we'd be coming for you because I can't stop. But no,
you and me both.
No, I can stop right. I have a hard time stopping left. I don't know why. I always do. I swear.
I can't go backwards. I can go forward. So that's
I see people in here. Lance said Tyler doesn't gamble. Jake Friesen, Hyman assist is a lock. Stealth says happy birthday, Gavin. And thanks, QF Pro, Leafs Lightning is over Leafs OT goal.
And they came back. Hey? Leafs won? Yeah. They were down 3-1. They came back. Wow.
Well, that's good for my Betway accounts.
Me too.
Look at that. Yeah, I think we're all pet.
Hit my 3 gamer now.
Didn't you say before that you made a 19+? Please bet responsibly and between your means. But I think, Pat, you said before you sprinkled on was it 14 teams?
Yeah, I made a dabbled in a 14-team parlay. We love those. Still riding right now, by the way. So,
hey.
Go Pittsburgh.
Hey, there you go.
Love it.
Hey, we love it. You got a squad ride together. I like
Toronto saved my 3 gamer because I hit the Sabres, the Canucks, and now the Leafs 3-game parlay cashed.
I see Mike Smith, #1 fan, hashtag Let's Go Oilers, said, I take the under, but only just 6 total goals.
That's a sweat.
Yeah, I don't know. Saturday night, I have a hard time betting unders on Saturday night.
Honestly, both these goalies, like so far in this year, obviously Hellebuck too, but I don't know. The under's kind of suspect to me.
I think I missed this, but Oily Gordo said Tyler really savored that last sip. Anybody else notice that?
And now I'm empty. What the hell?
Oh yeah, Kennedy. I'm thirsty over here. Oh, we love the team we've got here. Tyler, what are you going to be doing for the game this evening?
I got some buddies. They're sitting upstairs right now at my place making a ton of noise. So I'll just be kicking back on the couch tonight because I'm not on post game, so I can really get into the Crown Royals if I choose.
There you go. I said before the show, if Tyler's buddies are making noise, I wanted to see Ty grab that hockey stick behind him and just like the guy in the apartment, like the old lady, just like, hey, keep it down up there.
Not just any hockey stick, Bordsy. Oh, 1 second here. You're looking at a game used Oscar Clefbaum twig.
Pour one out for Clef.
R.I.P. Clef.
R.I.P.
He ain't dead or anything. He's just not here anymore.
Man, that's one thing that Waz does. He constantly brings up Oscar
all the time.
He made some TikTok, all the time. I think it was like last week of him in the office, and he was like, Tyler, it's like a windshield wiper. But Waz made some video of him just sitting there filming himself, being like, hey, Oscar Clefbaum's in the lineup
That's
tonight.
So not fair to Kennedy.
And it was pretty much just all of us being like, shut up.
Yeah. That's a weak type thing.
That's not cool. Don't mess with my heart like that. Hey, I see as well, people. I asked for 91 likes this evening to match our boy Evander Kane, who's going to have a big bounce back game. I see we're currently at 84, so be sure to smash that and subscribe to the Oilersnation YouTube. Once again, friendly reminder, if we hit 30,000 subscribers by trade deadline.
Yeah, I think it was
Trade deadline. My buddy right here, he's got to do a nice little boudoir shoot because it's for the content. Content is content, and Tyler is an absolute team player. Look at that smile on his face.
The little smirk.
He hates it. QF Pro asked, is it Harner Ryan tonight, Tyler?
You better believe it's our boy Harner Ryan Singh. I love Harner Ryan.
I
Best
do
part
too.
of
I feel like he gets way too much hate. Don't get me wrong. I love Jack Michaels, and it was so
He's
nice
an
to
Oilers
hear his
fan.
voice. What?
He's an Oilers fan. Come on, people. Do you not want an Oilers fan calling these games? It's the best.
I'd be like having you and me out there. Just biased as all hell. Gentlemen, as well, tomorrow is my favorite day of the week.
Mine too.
It's Sunday.
Yep.
And Tyler, my New England Patriots are coming for the Buffalo Bills, right? No.
Oh, you better believe they're not covering that spread. Bills minus 8.5 all day. Let's go.
8.5 is not nearly enough points. I thought
I
the
know.
spread would be
I thought
like
it was gonna be higher,
14 and
too.
a half.
I did too.
And I still would have said the Bills were going to cover. I did wear my New England Patriots jacket in today. Always got to support the boys. Mac Jones with a bounce back. Gavin, you like anything football-wise this weekend?
Yeah, I like the Dolphins +3 over Philly Sunday Night Football. Obviously, like they're one of the best teams in football right now. Tua is flying. Tyreek Hill, obviously one of the best receivers in football, if not the best. So I'm going +3 Miami Dolphins on Sunday night.
Eiler, what about you?
I like that Bills game. I like doing a little bit of a teaser where you take the Lions up to +9 and then take the Dolphins up to +9 too. Play that with the Bills minus 2.5, and it's like +150. Good spot.
Man, you are always dialed into these teasers. I'm like, yeah, there's no way that doesn't hit. I think the one that I'm most looking at is the Detroit Lions are underdogs. Somebody explain that to me where that makes any bit of sense. I get it. They're on the road in Baltimore, but have you not seen Jared Goff out there? Have you not seen this Lions defense? They are back.
And Jack Campbell might be one of the best coaches in the NFL.
Did you say Jack Campbell?
I probably did.
Nice. There is a
my
linebacker
God.
on the Detroit Lions, also named Jack Campbell. Their head coach is Dan Campbell, biter of kneecaps, as
Jack.
everybody knows. He had
Soup's coaching, I guess.
he
now.
had a
Jeez.
viral. Yeah, there you go. Patrick, what about yourself? You're a football guy. Pat, who's your team again?
I'm a Finns guy. So it's
Must be
going to
nice.
be, yeah,
Must be
I know.
nice.
Gross.
It's going to be a tough one on Sunday for sure, but I'm feeling
Man,
good
you guys
about
own
it.
the same div. Hey?
I
Yeah.
know. We just need a Jets fan. We
Jeez.
need a Jets fan here. Somebody.
But yeah, I'm feeling good about the Lions as well. Jameer Gibbs is back. He's on my fantasy. I've got him on the over, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Hey, we did it. I see 92 likes in the
Let's go.
chat. So I think that
Big game
is
for Kane coming now.
a good enough time. Oh no, I might need to sprinkle something on that there too. Oh, my brain. I can't help the way I am. But okay, I think that's where I'll end the poll as well. As I see Draisaitl, anytime
wins.
goal is the winner. Oh, it was on my screen there with 41% of the vote. Zach Hyman, 1+ assist, came in second place with 33%, while Bouchard, 1 power play point, 25%. Hey, you do what you want out there, people. You can ride with any 3 leagues. You can do any of your own. I said I like parlay money line with the over, but as long as you do it on Betway, I think everybody here will be happy. I see Oily Gordo said, go Jacksonville. Nikola Jokic is in the chat.
Nice.
Shout out. I hope your horses are doing well. Dude, I saw a hilarious video the other day of it's Jamal Murray mic'd up at practice, and it's Jokic is like leaned over on the bench with his phone, and Murray's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, scouting horses. And he's dead serious. He's just watching horses race
what a guy.
at the Denver Nuggets practice. But he said LMAO NFL is scripted. I'm not even gonna look at that one. Team Mulek, hashtag Team Mulek always shows out. Anyone got the link to the Discord? I'm sure one of these guys can get you.
Lance Kane will hook you up
Lance
for
is
sure.
the king of the Discord. Lance is the best.
Great community in there.
I knew Lance was a beauty before I even knew him, because clearly I bought him a beer a while ago. And I think we did get to the bottom of it, that Lance was at my brother's show. So that's how you know he's a real fan.
That's awesome.
That's how you know he's a real fan. Jokic is in there putting in horse emojis. But I think that'll do it for us, because it is exactly 8 p.m. And I
Just
know
about that
Tyler's
time.
drink is empty.
Let's go.
Want to give a
Let's
shout
go.
out to all of our sponsors, Sherwood Ford, Betway, Montorio Homes, and Greta Bar Yeg, where you will be seeing me later tonight. I want to say thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Patrick. Happy birthday, Gavin. Wait, put on the hat.
Oh,
put on the hat.
Okay.
Forgot about this.
Candy brought this
Candy
in.
brought this in for him. And it's funny
You
enough,
got the little candles up top.
I actually have the same hat just sitting in my house. I never threw it out. Somebody gave it to me once.
Yeah.
But that'll do it for us today. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We hit the like goal. We're going to hit our bets, and we will talk after the game live on Oilersnation After Dark. It's dab time? It's dab time? All right,
Dab time.
let's do it.
Yeah,
Hit
right
him
on
with
This is how we sign out.
Oh. Hey.
Oh.